I'm Stephanie with Board Game Geek here at Origins 2017. Joining me is Thomas, Josh, and Cameron. And we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop, which you have brought into a board game form.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited about that. I'm a Cowboy Bebop fan.
Oh, perfect.
So let's talk about this game.
All right. So this is a cooperative game that kind of captures the slice of life feel of Cowboy Bebop, which is really the heart and soul of the show, right?
Yeah.
So all the players are working together to basically go through their own backstories, their sessions. So each character is playing one of their kind of episodes from the show that's focused on them. And those episodes are divided into 3 parts.
Yep.
So each character has to complete all 3 parts of their session, but no one can do their second part before they do their first part, and so on. You have to do all of those objectives before you run out of resources. Your bell peppers and beef,
Yep.
your fuel, and your oolongs.
Yeah.
Now, if you die immediately if you starve to death. That's a big problem on Cowboy Bebop. You can't move the Bebop or the Zipcraft around to get to where you need to go if you have no fuel. And if you have no money, you can't buy resources to fix your problems.
Yeah.
But the best way you get money back is by doing bounties.
Yeah. So you always have at least 3 bounties on the track here.
Yep. Let's look at that one.
And the bounties have what the bounty's worth, how much you actually get after expenses.
Because they always blow up everything.
Yeah, there's way too many expenses. Their last scene gives you one of the leads that you have to match, and then you're going to try and build a location with the other lead cards. So the lead cards will tell you
The planet.
a location type, or the sector of the solar system they're in, or the type of terrain it should be in. And when you add the 3 up, it ends up telling you one specific place that everything needs to go.
And only one place. You have to go to that spot to find the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you've actually gone to find them, the card shows you the symbols for the types of cards you'll have to discard. Oftentimes you'll need more than one person chasing them in order to meet those requirements.
So let's just look at a character here quickly. This is Spike.
Not too close to him. He doesn't like that.
No. He's a little bit ornery, right?
Yeah.
So he's got a deck of cards that give him actions that he's going to play. These are his sessions. But he's got actions he's going to play, and he's going to have to discard from his hand a number of cards of the right kind to go and catch that bounty. Now the important thing here is that if you have multiple characters, like say Spike and Jet chasing Twinkle Maria Murdoch, they can combine their cards in order to meet those requirements.
Okay.
But it's not certain, because as you attempt to capture the bounty, a chase ensues, and the leads at the bottom have additional symbols you're going to draw. These extra chases make the game a little bit harder and a little bit unpredictable, so you got to plan for those contingencies.
Yeah. You're constantly struggling between your resources and trying to complete your sessions. Eventually the game will let the resources drain out to a point where it's almost impossible to keep up, so you're trying to you can't dilly-dally around for too long in the game before.
It's also not a guarantee what resources you get. When you go to the various places, the bars, the contacts, the shops, and the spaceports, you get to interact with the people who are there and draw from this event deck. So you're not necessarily getting exactly what you wanted. Something happens.
Yeah.
You run into somebody, you know?
Yeah.
You get mugged, or maybe you mug them if you discard a
You
combat.
probably bug them, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you Spike.
It's probably safe to say, to tell everyone that this is just a prototype. This is our beta test, our beta prototype. None of these graphics are final. These are unapproved graphics and whatnot, which is very important for legal reasons. So this isn't what you see what you get. This is our working prototype in order to stress test it and make sure that it is functional enough for the approval process. You won't see original art. You'll see everything from the show, which is fine because it's all amazing stuff anyway. And all of the assets that have been created and generated for the show are created and generated in a way that will be within brand. So we'll be doing our very, very best to make sure that if you're a Cowboy Bebop fan, you will totally get that experience. It'll feel like so for all of our playtesting here at Origins and at Gen Con last year and other places we've been testing this. So far, the number one thing we've got is that they feel like they're on the show, which is important because it's homage to the fandom. And we will also make sure that if you're not a Bebop fan, which you should be, when you play the game, you will be, because it's still a very fun and exciting resource management, pull, struggle kind of game. So,
Yeah.
And that's the Bebop.
Cool. So when do you think that they'll be able to get this game? It will be available for pre-order first, or?
So that's a Jasco thing. Jasco Games will be the ones announcing the sales side of it, and when it comes out, we just design it. I can say that we are doing our best to expedite the process, that we are not going to relinquish quality of the game and make sure that the game itself gets detrimented by the fact that we're trying to rush it. However, We are in the approval process now of the mechanics and the actual game itself to make sure that the appropriate licensors give their thumbs up, and at that moment, because we don't have to wait on artists and artist generation, it literally just comes down to skinning the product and getting it into manufacturing. What that means is, to answer the question directly, you'll have better prototypes, probably approved prototypes at Gen Con to check out, so make sure you look for our programming lines there. And we may even have our pre-ordering going on at Gen Con. We do hope to have this out Q4 in, Jasco hopes to have this out Q4 in, this year.
So where can they go to find out more?
JascoGames.com right now is the place to go. Linvander.com is a place you can find more information about it and more information about Linvander, the design studio. But JascoGames.com is probably your safest bet in terms of how to get this into your home, which you all should do.
Cool. Is it just going to be called Cowboy Bebop the game, or?
We actually have it as
the final title is set.
I think we're working on some titles. It was Cowboy Bebop. It was the bounty hunter. It was like something about the bounty hunter.
It was a game of bounties. I think.
A game of bounties. That was one we came. So a game of bounties will probably.
So that's not final yet. That's supposed to be. That's just through approval.
Again, these are all things through approval. So nothing that you see here or here today is 100% until the license is certified.
And all competitive. How many people can play the game?
4.
Up to 4 people can play the game, and it plays in about how long?
About an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. Depends on how well you know it, of course, and if you get lucky with some of the things. But
some of the demos we've been running have gone an hour and a half or more, just because people are still learning the game and figuring things out. But even just like from when they start to when they finish, the turns are going a lot faster. If they were to sit down and play another game immediately,
we teach them, and the first finding the leads and getting the first bounty it's kind of the first hump, and once they have that, they kind of get it. And then just they go right. So
that's
it's
Cowboy
a pretty
Bebop.
easy game to teach.
Cowboy Bebop, the working title, the board game.
Cowboy Bebop, the working title.